As people of the world, we come in all shapes and sizes, and arguably, more important, our opinions come in many shapes and sizes. We should all stand proud in our differences, whether we prefer vanilla or chocolate, or Pepsi or Coke. But there's one thing that I think that we can all agree on, or most of us anyway. Puppies. Well, as it so happens, today I will be going over a controversial topic covering the behavioral study of man's best friend. Today I will be exploring the following thesis. Research has proven that the ignorance of the pit bull has led to the misinterpretation of the dog's behavior. I myself will be providing evidence against the negative representation of the pit bull dog. The dog known as the pit bull has been over a tremendous amount of scrutiny over the past few years. Whether the dog is dangerous has been a debated topic over the past couple decades. But what was it that preceded the decision for the danger of this breed? How is the dog behaving in a world with these views? Why are they perceived this way? Where do the dangerous opinions of the breed start? Of all of these questions, the most important would probably be what the pit bull actually is. That's a weird question, right? What is a pit bull? Well, if I don't know the answer to that, honestly, I shouldn't be making this speech at all. But the funny thing is, a lot of people don't actually know the answer to that question. Most of society is under the impression that a pit bull is a breed of dog. That, however, is incorrect. The term pit bull encompasses multiple breeds of the dog, and therefore not a singular breed to be exploited. The term pit bull is a general term encompassing 4 distinct, although related, breeds. The American Pit Bull Terrier, the American Staffordshire Terrier, the American Bully, and the Staffordshire Bull Terrier. For the purpose of this talk, I will be encompassing all 4 breeds into one, though I do in fact understand that they are different. Unfortunately, this is a truth for these dogs, and, in some cases, it doesn't matter if they're from the pit bull family. All large, mean-looking dogs are the same. The insinuation that the pit bull is actually compromised with the innate aggressive behavior is to insinuate that at least 4 separate breeds of dogs and all mutts connected to the breeds are made of the same aggressive tendencies. So why are pit bulls considered dangerous? Here you have the underlying topic, the reason we're all here. Now, the main argument between those who are pro-pit bull and those who are anti-pit bull comes down to the common nature or nurture debacle. Nurture being the competency and the overall environment of the owners. I'm here to tell you that pit bulls who suffer from bad owners become bad dogs. According to a study done by researchers at PetWebMD, the pit bull became a popular breed amongst the 1990s for people who weren't focused on the positive attributes of the breed and were looking for a scary-looking dog. Live Science presented a 2016 study from the Journal of Interpersonal Violence that revealed that owners of vicious dogs, not just pit bulls, were significantly more likely to have criminal convictions for aggressive crimes, drugs, alcohol, domestic violence, crimes involving children, and firearms. History itself has proven the rise and fall of the breed over the past century. In the early 1900s, the American Staffordshire Terrier was known as the All-American Dog. During World War I and II, pit bulls were used as the nation's mascot. A more notable of the first war dogs was Sergeant Stubby, an American Staffordshire Terrier. He served 18 months on the front lines in 17 battles and 4 different campaigns. Many famous dogs followed in his footsteps, going from Petey from the Little Rascals to the RCA mascot. And the dogs were loved and held by some of our most valued figures: Helen Keller, Theodore Roosevelt, Mark Twain, Fred Astaire, and Humphrey Bogart. More modernly, Jamie Foxx has advocated Tom Holland, Norman Reedus, Jon Stewart, Patrick Stewart, Serena Williams, Liam Hemsworth, Rachel Ray, and Brad Pitt are all proud owners of a pit bull. And there are many more. So what is it that happened to the breed to make it fall out of favor? Well, dogfighting was finally abolished in all 50 states by the Animal Welfare Act in 1978, which was a relief as it could be dated back to the early 1800s. Unfortunately, and perhaps due to the new law, dogfighting began to re-emerge in the 1980s. It was at that time that the breed became sought after by people hoping to fight mean-looking dogs in illegal fighting rings. The media began to race with negative stories of the dogs associating the canines with the people who fought them. Notably, the first big blow was a Time magazine cover story titled "The Pit Bull, Friend and Killer." The pit bull breeds began being exploited in a diminishing light, and the all-American dog was no more. Interestingly enough, we have seen this happen time and time again in different generations. In the time of Sergeant Stubby, the German Shepherd was being idolized by the Nazis. The breed was being used in Hitler's conquest during World War II, and commonly unwelcomed in the United States and other Allied countries for many years. The German Shepherd is now known as the hero dog, working with the police, the military, search and rescue. The breed is sought after for the tireless devotion and hard work ethic it shows. Luckily, for our stereotyped canine friend, it seems that pit bull breeds are finally getting their chance at changing their typecast from villain to hero. In some shocking stories covered by some friendlier news outlets, we find that the idea of the breed's innate evil is being combated. A program started in San Antonio, Kansas, aims to change the public perception of pit bulls by pairing them with the local police. The program started in 2007 by taking 6 dogs of some variation of pit bull that came from separate shelters, taken in by the police departments and sheriff departments and correctional facilities all across the country. This is a practice that is becoming more and more common. A number of police departments are taking advantage of rescuing pit bulls. So once again, I will ask this question. Are pit bulls inherently aggressive? Well, after the information we've gathered, let's look at the facts. This is a dog that up until recent history was looked at as a family pet, having a sudden change in opinion due to media. Could you imagine if your cute Pomeranian sitting at your feet was suddenly blacklisted by Time magazine? Or if social media turned on Fido, the seeing eye dog? Or if you're walking your golden retriever down the street and somebody called the police out of fear? This is the story for the pit bull. Let me give you something to chew on, as this paper is near the end. The reality of things are not what they seem. From the people around us to the pets in our home, we bring out into the world the same light and energy that we put into it. To discriminate against this dog any more than a Labrador Retriever simply because of its origins, is unfair and unjust as it is to do it to your fellow man. I would also like to state that it is in my inherent belief, given the states above, pit bulls and all breeds associated with pit bulls should be treated just like any other dog. It is the owner that makes the dog, and not the dog itself. A good home means a good dog. My answer to the 3 points above. A pit bull is 4 individual breeds of dog that all simultaneously have been put under one umbrella. Each of the 4 breeds is no more or less violent than the other. And the twisted minds of people formed through carefully cut news reports, highly exaggerated magazine articles, and harmful misrepresentation in all other forms of media have done them a great disservice. A disservice to this dog that was once a symbol of the American family and man's best friend. The pit bull has never stopped being Sergeant Stubby or Petey, and yet people will see them how they wish to see them. Finally, I want to conclude on a brighter note. The harsh light that the pit bull breeds have been cast in has been lifted by the hard work by the very same media that has sought to damn them in the first place, and by the warm shelters that have always fought to save them. Perhaps once again, they will be welcomed into our homes and welcomed into our workforce, with the same love and appreciation as another previously condemned dog, the German Shepherd. After diving into multiple sources, the evidence provided shows pit bulls to be good dogs with a bad reputation. Today, I have gone over some interesting concepts about pit bulls and their past, present, and their plans for the future. Research has provided evidence that in the case of pit bulls, much like any other animal, it's nurture over nature. Thank you. My name is Jaden Wheely, and I sincerely hope that I have inspired you to go out there and research this topic on your own. I sincerely hope you can find it in your heart to forgive these dogs, or at the very least, not hate them.